Hi pickleballers and pickle techie community. Today we're doing a deep dive into Pickleball Apes Pulse series, specifically focusing on Pulse V and Pulse S models. Before we get started, I want to be fully transparent. I purchased these paddles with my own money directly from Pickleball Apes. So what you're getting is my unfiltered hands-on experience together with the Pickle Techie team after extensive testing. Let me share some important technical specifications before we dive deeper. The Pulse V features a 16mm core with 112 swing weight, a twist weight of 7, and a static weight of 8.1 ounces. The Pulse S shares that 16mm core but with a higher swing weight at 118, a twist weight of 6.4, and a static weight of 8.2 ounces. These specifications tells us a lot about how these paddles will perform, but let's get into what makes them truly unique. The Pulse series introduces an innovative approach to paddle constructions, combining foam technology with carbon fiber tubing to act as stabilizers with an addition of a Kevlar face. Now, if you're familiar with my previous reviews or you just met me in person, you know that I am not a big fan of Kevlar face paddles. The 60 Ruby or the J2K are very good paddles, but I am not a big fan. They deliver consistent soft feel regardless of the shot type. However, the Pickleball Apes has done something different, and let me explain why it works. The Pulse V has earned its place in my top 5 paddles because of its exceptional stability. When you're playing with it, you'll notice how the paddle maintains consistent sweet spot throughout different shot types. Instead of just layering materials, they've integrated foam with strategic stabilizers to help maintain performance over time. After 40 hours of play, I've observed minimal break-in, which is remarkable for foam constructed paddles. You guys know this already. Let's talk about the feel. Unlike traditional Gen 3 paddles that can feel overly powerful or sometimes unpredictable, the Pulse V gives you that clear feedback on every shot. When you're dinking, you get that controlled soft touch you need. But when you're driving the ball or executing put-away shots, the paddle responds with appropriate power. This dynamic response is what sets it apart from other Kevlar-faced paddles. Moving to the Pulse S, this hybrid shape deserves some special attention as well. In the current market flooded with hybrid paddles, the Pulse S stands out by offering what I consider superior performance compared to popular competitors like a multi-awarded Spartus Olympus. The paddle performs well out of the box, but here's a tip. By adding some weight towards the throat, you can even further enhance the stability. This customization option gives it a leg up against the Spartus Olympus because by adding weights here, it doesn't increase the swing weight, but it gives you enhanced stability. Both paddles sit in an interesting place between power and all-court categories, similar to where you'd find Carbon True Foam Genesis series. What does this mean for your game? It means you're getting the best of both worlds, enough power for aggressive shots when needed, but with enough control and finesse required for soft game. But don't just take my word for it. I've asked 2 accomplished players with different sporting backgrounds to share their experience with these paddles. First up is Jermaine, who brings extensive tennis experience to his pickleball game. His perspective on how these paddles transition from tennis to pickleball is particularly valuable because there's a lot of you tennis people out there transitioning to pickleball. Following him, we'll hear from Ryan, who combines 3 years of pickleball experience with a strong volleyball background. Their diverse sporting background offers unique insights in how these paddles perform across different playing styles.
What's up, Pickleball world? It's your boy Jermaine back again, and I have another review for today. Pickleball Apes Pulse. What can I say about this paddle, man? It's really, really, really a step up from the past. If you know anything about this paddle and the past, the one before the Kevlar, it was not as poppy. The control was there, but it couldn't dink as good. Playing with this paddle taught me that nothing stays the same. This is actually like 10 times better than the last paddle that I remember that the Pickleball Apes had. It's stronger, has better control. The dinks are easy to pull off when you need it. The resets are extremely well. Overall, great paddle. Tennis players transitioning to pickleball, I really enjoyed the backhand that I can get with the extra grip as well. It was very comfortable in my hands. It wasn't a heavy paddle as well. All around good paddle. I can't say more about it really though. One thing that stuck out to me was the serve. I really liked the fact that when I was trying to do a certain type of spinning serve, it would just come right off the paddle and it would work as much as I needed it to. I would say my forehands were very, very noticeable that they were always going in. So the control factor was very useful for me. I believe that the sweet spot was very, very forgiving as well. Sometimes you don't hit the ball always in the center of the paddle. Sometimes when I would hit it on the sides, it still went off the paddle without a flinch. And I would give this an 8 out of 10, only because I like powerful paddles, and this didn't give me the power that I wanted. Go out and get it. It's really a great paddle. You're gonna enjoy it. See you guys later.
Hey guys, I'm here with the Pickleball Apes Pulse S. I really like this paddle actually. I thought it was really interesting because I normally don't like Gen 3 paddles. It almost felt like a baseball bat to me. It was very dense. It had a very solid feeling. I definitely thought that the sound it makes also makes a difference to me. It just makes a sound it sounds very dense. It sounds like I'm making solid contact all the way through. But I did feel like it wasn't hard to control. It felt pretty consistent, and there wasn't any spots like with the 3S or a Gen 3 EULA paddles. I feel like my drives and my serves aren't as consistent. They just fly a bit too much. Or going to drops, I felt like I could hit really well. I could hit drops really well with this paddle because it felt so stable and solid. It felt like all I had to do was just guide the ball. I didn't really have to give it much. It was just putting a little bit of my weight into it while taking some pace off the ball or adding some pace depending on what it was. On my resets, I had to absorb some pace off the ball because this does have a lot of pop too. Going to the dinks and volleys, on my dinks I felt very consistent. It felt very stable. I didn't feel like there was many dead spots. I really enjoyed hitting my two-hander with this. I'm working on a two-hand backhand, speed up off the bounce. I felt like I could get enough spin and power with it without doing too much. On my overheads, I definitely felt like I had a lot of power. This paddle really just, to me, it feels almost like a brick. It feels so dense and so solid. It's like the most solid feeling paddle that I've ever used. It could also be the sound to me that makes that difference. But an overall comparison from this to my regular paddle, the 6-0 Black Diamond, I feel like this had a lot more power. It was also very stable. It didn't feel as springy to me. The 6-0 Black Diamond feels like it has more give, and then it's like more of a springy contact with the ball, whereas this felt very dense and just a very solid contact.
One aspect that might not seem important but adds to the overall experience is the design. The minimal aesthetic with the purple and pink color scheme isn't just about the looks. It creates instant recognition on the court, which shows thoughtful consideration of the paddle's identity beyond just performance. After extensive testing, here's who I think these paddles are perfect for. The Pulse V is ideal for players who prioritize consistency and want a paddle that performs reliably in all situations. If you've struggled with paddles that feel different from day to day, this could be your solution. It's specifically good for those who like to customize their paddle's weight for optimal performance without increasing the swing weight too much. For those interested in trying these paddles, you can get them directly from Pickleball Apes website. They retail for $199, but with the code PickleTechie at checkout, you could save 10% off your purchase. We get a small commission to continue creating these types of deep dive content and other shenanigans out there. I appreciate the support. Remember, while these are my experiences and the teams, every player is different. I'd love to hear about your experience with the Pulse series in the comments below. Also, like and share this video if you find it helpful. Additional questions for me, because I'm just curious about your experience with these paddles. What aspect of the paddle interests you the most? What do you think of other Kevlar face compared to the Pulse S? And how is the durability so far for you? Don't forget, use PickleTechie for 10% off the Pulse paddles at pickleballapes.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the courts.